Protoplast and somatic hybridization. We are going to study the different steps of protoplast hybridization technique. Okay, now if we look at the cross section of plant cell, this is a general plant cells which has a very thick cell wall inside which there is a cell membrane. Okay, and then there are vacuoles and other plant organelles are present inside a plant cell. Now in protoplast we have to only remove the cell wall. Now how we are going to isolate this protoplast? So there are basically two methods. Number one method is a mechanical method. In this method, large and highly vacuolated cells are generally used. Okay, and storage tissue are generally suitable for the mechanical method. In enzymatic methods, generally any type of tissue can be used, and there is a use of enzymes which degrade the cell wall. We all know that enzymes are nothing but biomolecules. Okay, enzymes are proteins that acts on their substrate and convert them into the product. So there are enzymes like cellulases, pectinolases, macerases, which generally degrade the cell wall, and hence what we get is a protoplast. Now why protoplast fusion? Now because let's see that for creating a somatic hybrid, why there is a need of protoplast fusion? Because crossing between distant species is possible. It is easy in case of protoplast because you don't have the cell wall barrier. When we have to fuse two cells with each other, the major barrier is a cell wall, which is not present in the protoplast. Then it also overcomes the incompatibility barrier. So these fusion can be brought out in a species which are from breeding point of view, which are incompatible with each other due to many reasons. Okay, so there might be the chances of male sterility or pollen grain sterility, or sometimes there is a what we say germination problem of pollen grains. Okay, so now fusion of organellal genome from two species of genera or kingdom is also possible, because what happens in case of protoplast, we are actually fusing the cytoplasm of two species as well as nucleus of two species. So when nucleus fuses, there is a fusion of genome, but at the same time during the cytoplasmic fusion there is a presence of other genes in cytoplasm organelles that also got submerged with each other. Now there is a type of protoplast fusion: spontaneous, mechanical, and induced. So spontaneous fusion and mechanical fusion are very labor intensive, and spontaneous fusion is not that easy. The frequency is very low. Even in case of mechanical fusion, there is a loss of protoplast and yield of protoplast is very low. And there is an induced fusion using various chemicals. We call them as a fusogens. Please remember the word fusogens, those chemicals which are used for the fusion of protoplast. And then there is an electrofusion that uses the electricity. Now in case of spontaneous fusion, enzymatic degradation of cell wall adjacent to protoplast fuse together to form homokaryons. Suppose we isolated a protoplast of parent A. Now these isolated protoplasts are, let it be the 1,000 number of protoplasts we have of parent A. They are kept in a single tube. So two protoplasts which are near to each other may spontaneously undergo a fusion, and this will generate a homokaryon. Remember, this will generate a homokaryon because protoplast of same species. There is a somatic protoplast 2n 2n of same species are going to fuse together, so it will lead to the formation of homokaryon. Chance more form protoplast isolated using the actively dividing cells. If we use actively dividing cells such as meristematic cells for isolation of protoplast, then there is a chances of homokaryon formation. 50% in callus cells. Okay, if we use callus cells for isolating of protoplast, then there is also chances of formation of homokaryon. Okay, then it is also possible in suspension culture. Okay, and these spontaneous formation are generally not that much useful because these are not under our control condition. Then there is a mechanical fusion. So acetabulary protoplast fuse mechanically, does not depend on fusogen, and chances of protoplast injury more. If we force two protoplast each other using some gadgets or using some micro pestles, then there are chances that these protoplasts may get injured or may get break. Okay, so mechanical fusion is not also that much recommended. So what we use an induced fusion method. Induced fusion brings intraspecific and interspecific protoplasts together. They use chemicals, we call them as a fusogens. So fusogens are the agents which are responsible for bringing out the fusion reaction. Okay, now in chemical fusion there is use of sodium nitrite. Okay, cluster used in 1909. Okay, this type of sodium nitrite. And Power, who was a scientist who actually first time gave the record of protoplast fusion, used this sodium nitrite chemical. Okay, now Carlson also produced the hybrid using this chemical, but the disadvantages is low frequency of heterokaryon and not suitable for highly vacuolated mesophyll cells. So heterokaryon is what we expect. We expect a formation of heterokaryon. Parent 1, parent 2, both are different parent and we are fusing their protoplast. So there is a generation of heterokaryon and this frequency is very low, and also it is not suitable for the highly vacuolated cells. Then there is another high pH and high calcium. Clerker and Mercer reported mesophyll protoplast of 2 lines of tobacco could be readily fused by treating them high alkaline pH and high calcium concentration at room temperature for 30 minutes. So this is also a method in which high pH and high calcium ion concentration brings about the fusion of protoplast. Okay, they produced hybrid of Nicotiana, and Power also produced in 1980 somatic hybrid in Petunia. Then there is a mechanism of half pH and how does it act. Okay, plant protoplast carry negative charge on surface. Depending on the species, charge varies from minus 30 volt to minus 10 volts. So now all we know that there is a negative charge on the plant cells. Agglutinated protoplasts do not come close together to fuse because we know that there is negative repulsion. But treatment with calcium at high pH neutralizes the surface charge. So the surface negative charge is neutralized on the plasma membrane using the high pH and calcium. So now these protoplasts are neutral, and so due to neutral charge, these two cells can come again in contact with each other and there is a formation of agglutinize. So 10 millimolar calcium chloride removes charge completely from the tobacco protoplast. It is also a reason. Okay, so now we'll discuss the protocol in next slide. Thank you.